tuning in to Planetterrian Daily, episode 69, coming to you on May 25th, 2026. Let's see what the latest research is telling us. A liver protein called HELZ2 shuts down production of the cholesterol carrier apoB. Researchers at UT Southwestern identified HELZ2 as the factor that suppresses transcription of the apoB gene in hepatocytes. Reduced apoB production directly lowers the number of atherogenic particles released into circulation. The finding emerged from targeted genetic screens in human liver cells and mouse models. Mouse and cell culture data already show clear reductions in atherogenic particle output when HELZ2 is active. Work continues to determine whether HELZ2 activity can be modulated therapeutically, because the protein acts at the gene expression level rather than on circulating lipotriens. It could complement existing statin or PCSK9 therapies. Next steps include screening for small molecules that stabilize or activate the protein without broad transcriptional side effects. Now, shifting to a very different area of research. McGill University scientists temporarily inhibited a pair of surface proteins on natural killer cells. The treated cells then penetrated the protective barriers erected by leukemia, glioblastoma, kidney cancer, and triple-negative breast cancer cells. Laboratory tests showed markedly higher killing efficiency against these hard-to-treat lines. The approach is now being prepared for further preclinical evaluation. On a different note, older adults who drank concentrated nitrate-rich beetroot juice twice daily for 2 weeks showed measurable reductions in blood pressure. The same regimen produced no comparable change in younger participants. The effect coincided with shifts in the composition of bacteria living in the mouth. Researchers linked the nitrate to nitrite conversion performed by these microbes to the observed vascular response. Next up, most people assume the nutritional value of a meal is simply the sum of its individual ingredients. In reality, the moment foods are combined, enzymes and reactive compounds from one item can alter compounds in another before they ever reach the intestine. Right now, as you consider your next smoothie, polyphenol oxidase from a banana is already converting flavanols from berries into forms the body absorbs far less efficiently. Adding bananas to berry smoothies sharply lowers the amount of flavanols that reach the bloodstream. The effect stems from polyphenol oxidase in the banana reacting with the berry compounds during blending. Researchers measured the reduction in human volunteers after controlled test drinks. The study shows that everyday food pairings can alter nutrient bioavailability. A single blending step can cut circulating flavanol levels by more than half compared with berries alone. The practical takeaway is to keep high oxidase fruits separate from polyphenol-rich ingredients if maximizing those specific compounds is the goal. Future nutrition labels may eventually list interaction warnings alongside standard nutrient values. From molecular interactions in food to molecular interactions that shape pain circuits. Mice given 1 dose of psilocybin exhibited reduced neuropathic pain behaviors that lasted up to a month. The compound also potentiated the effect of a standard analgesic. Imaging showed reorganization of pain processing circuits in the brain. The study points to a non-opioid route for chronic pain management that warrants further investigation, from brain circuit changes to another low-tech intervention that supports mental and social health. University of Plymouth investigators reviewed evidence on tabletop and role-playing games. Participants consistently reported higher engagement, stronger feelings of inclusion, and lower stress after regular play sessions. The benefits appear across age groups and skill levels. The study concludes that structured play supports both cognitive and emotional health outcomes. From human social play to the vast unknown social and biological systems still being mapped in the deep ocean. Researchers formally described a golf ball-sized blue octopus found at nearly 6,000 feet near an underwater mountain in the Galápagos. The animal was observed crawling across the seafloor during a deep-sea expedition and differed enough in morphology to warrant recognition as a distinct species. The discovery highlights how little is known about life in the deep ocean around the islands. The work appears in the journal Zootaxa. Further expeditions are planned to map additional deep habitats in the region. Osaka Metropolitan University engineers developed a light-driven optical fiber that gathers thousands of bacteria into a single microscopic spot. The technique shortens the time needed to reach detectable thresholds in diagnostic samples. Early tests demonstrated improved sensitivity for bacterial identification. The method is described in communications physics. Marine algae exposed to microplastic particles show reduced photosynthesis and slower population growth. Researchers quantified the resulting drop in the ocean's capacity to sequester atmospheric carbon dioxide. The calculation incorporates both direct toxicity and indirect effects on the marine food web. The work provides a new term for global carbon cycle models. Spectroscopic observations revealed methane in the atmosphere of a planet whose equilibrium temperature matches Earth's. The data add a new constraint on models of how atmospheres form and evolve around planets of this size. Astronomers note the finding may refine understanding of Earth's own atmospheric chemistry. Additional observations are scheduled with larger telescopes. Researchers processed more than 400,000 posts mentioning GLP-1 receptor agonists. The scan identified clusters of discussion around menstrual irregularities, chills, and hot flashes that had not appeared prominently in trial data. The authors propose social media mining as an adjunct for post-marketing safety surveillance. Validation against electronic health records is underway. A survey spanning 30 countries found that both election winners and losers continued to endorse majority rule and minority protections. Winning voters showed little appetite for retaliatory policies against opponents. The results indicate that effective polarization has not yet translated into rejection of democratic procedures. Data were collected after recent national contests. Historical tracking data reveal that periods of elevated solar activity correlate with faster orbital decay of low Earth orbit objects. Increased atmospheric drag during solar maxima shortens satellite lifetimes. The relationship supplies a predictive variable for space traffic management models. Operators are incorporating the findings into re-entry forecasts. Evaluations of current AI scientist platforms show they excel at narrow, data-rich tasks, yet struggle when required to integrate distant facts across disciplines. The shortfall appears when problems demand both deep specialization and broad analogical leaps. Developers are now testing hybrid architectures that combine multiple reasoning strategies. Progress will be measured against benchmark problems drawn from recent discoveries. Keep an eye on additional deep-sea expeditions planned around the Galápagos. That covers today's science and health news. Share this with someone who's curious about the latest research. I'm Patrick in Vancouver. See you next time. This episode used AI voice synthesis of my voice. Editorial selection and analysis are my own.